What's up, guys? It is Coach Kally V, and this is another softball podcast. And in this particular episode, I'm going to be speaking to you, the coach, as well as you, the athlete. Let's get into it. But wait, coach, one more thing. I want to invite you to the KVS Coordinated Coaching Membership. Why would I do that? Well, it's a community full of baseball, softball, background coaches from all levels from all over the world, as well as instructors, where we are coming together to not only get better in our game, like the X's and the O's, but we're talking about those tough things, the emotional and the mental aspect of this calling. So if you're a coach and you would love to be a part of a community that is all about what you guys can do together for that one athlete, then you want to be a part of this community. Just go to KallyVsoftball.com. That's Kally like Sally, V as in Victor, softball.com. And then from there, you're going to click on monthly memberships, subscribe, all the jazz, and then be sure that you get into the private members only Facebook group. The dialect in that group is so awesome. So much support and so many great, true, and tried conversations. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity to grow your game as a coach. Let's go. Okay, are you ready to get into this? Okay, so today marks the day of day one of tryouts for the state of Arizona, and I'm sure in other places in the United States. But just personally speaking, being a coach's wife and my middle son is trying out for his teams, whether it's varsity, JV, obviously not freshman because he's no longer a freshman, but he's in tryouts too. So with that being said, I want to challenge you guys, the coach as well as the athlete, to come up with almost like a campaign, like that one thing that's going to get you through the next 4 months of your season. Yeah, that's right. We're talking February to March, March to April, April to May, May to June, depending on how far you make it in the state playoffs. Okay. So if you're an athlete, I want to challenge you to speak with your teammates once teams have been decided and come up with that one thing, that one phrase, that campaign that's going to get you through the next 4 months. It's kind of like your why. Remember, your why cannot be taken from you unless you give it away. Umpires try to take it. Broken coaches who have never dealt with their trauma in their past try to take it because that's the only thing they know how to do, unfortunately. Okay. But you can hang on to it in your back pocket. So you're going to match your why you play this game with that one thing, and you will be unstoppable. Okay. Now, coach, you can either let your coaching staff, your assistants come up with this, because remember, it's not how, but who. Okay. Who can help you as a head coach? As a coach of 2.5 decades and counting, but also with playing experience of over 30 years and being a coach's wife for 17 years and counting, I see a very quick downfall in coaches, and that is when their head coaches, they think they have to do it all. Coach, when you think by you staying at the field after hours, missing dinners with your family, that you are going to get something in return from your players, like a good practice the next day, or maybe a win, and then you get mad when they don't do it, that's a transaction. So I want to challenge you as a coach this season. Instead of being a transactional coach, I want to challenge you to be a transformational coach. So instead of going out there and putting everything into your coaching plans and expecting something out of it, how about you call up your coaching staff and you say, hey, you know what? You are really good at communicating. Would you mind being the hub of communication for the next 4 months? Oh, thanks, coach. I appreciate that. Or, hey, I see that you instruct hitting really well. Can I give you permission to run hitting, like all the hitting practice? And then if you're okay, if I see something, can I just, add to it maybe? But I really like how you train the team how to hit. Would you like to be like the hitting coach for the season? Yeah, thanks, coach. Or, hey, you have how many years of pitching experience and you pitched at the collegiate level? Would you like to call pitches? Because I really think you're going to have a really good rhythm as to what to call. And quite frankly, I like to coach third base because I'm the head coach and I really don't want to worry about what pitches to call. And let me tell you something. If I get out of line and I get mad at you because I feel like you should have called this, And if I say something to you, will you hold me accountable? Like by just saying, hey, coach, you gave me this job. You gave me this position. Remember, it's not how, but who, head coach. Who is going to help you reach your goals? Okay? So create that one thought, that one thing, that campaign for the next 4 months to get you through this season. Now, I'm going to end with this. If you are coming into this new season as a new coach of a program, and you're coming from different backgrounds, like maybe a different state, or you're coming straight from travel ball, and let's say your biggest thing, I would say the one thing that you always run into, like you have a snag on, or you always have something negative to say about as parents, and you think it's going to be different in high school. It's not. Okay. I heard a story the other day of the coach who quit coaching travel ball and went into high school. And it was all motivated by not wanting to be around parents. And unfortunately, that coach didn't last very long. Now, it's a myth, it's a legend, you can say it's a lie, but it doesn't matter. I'm telling you right now, if you as a coach cannot figure out how to get along with your parents, you're never going to learn how to truly coach from that transformational place. Now, I'm not giving you all the load. Parents, if by chance you are listening to this, that does not give you the permission to be a complete jerk to your coaches. Now, there are certain instances where, yes, flags need to be thrown, right? But if you're going to complain about playing time, or you're going to complain about where your kid's playing when you were coaching your kid was always playing in this position, and this coach put my kid in this position. Oh my goodness. Stop. Let your coach do what he was called to do, or she was called to do. It's that simple. Okay? And I get it. Like, you as a coach, you might need some therapy, right? That's a hard place to realize. You might need to go talk to a therapist about your brokenness so you don't take your brokenness on that field. And that's a really bold thing to do. That takes a lot of courage versus just doing what you know to do, to always be on the defense, to always think everybody's out to get you. I mean, you're important to like maybe 5 people. But other than that, like, you're not a big deal. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's the thing, is you are in a position to help these kids know who they are, feel like they're a big deal, right? It's not about you. It's not about you staying late. It's not about you buying all the biggest, prettiest things to, I don't know, gallivant around and be like, oh, look at my program. I mean, if that's how you want to coach, have fun getting really burnt out. But again, if you're listening to this podcast, you listen to this podcast because you are wanting, or you are a transformational coach that's continuing to grow. So, all right. So that's my advice for the coaches and the athletes as you guys move into this season. This is the week of tryouts. I want you guys to start thinking about this one thing, this one campaign that's going to help you guys get through the ebbs, the flows, the rocks, and the rolls through the next 4 months. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you, and God bless. Real quick, before I end this podcast episode, I do want to say thank you for being a part of the big picture here at Kally V Softball. By you liking and following the show, and even following my YouTube channel, you are giving me a place to speak about the real things and the real sides to being a coach of over 2.5 decades, to also being a coach's wife and the mother of 3 athletes. Right now, I have 1 in college getting ready to play college baseball, 1 in high school getting ready to play high school baseball, and my daughter, she's in middle school getting ready to play high school softball. Like, my kids are growing up so fast. So if you would like to be a part of the KVS, the Kally V softball big picture. All it is you liking and subscribing to the show. And if you want to do a little bit more, share an episode. Share your favorite episode with another coach or maybe a parent or an athlete that needs to hear it. Feel free to follow me on all social media platforms at Kally V Softball. Super simple. And I wanted to let you guys know that you can leave a memo. That's right. On the podcast, you can actually leave a memo. And in this memo, I would love to hear maybe what topic you would like me to discuss next, or maybe what guest. Who do you want on the show? I have some people lined up, but I'm always here trying to bring real conversations and help cultivate your life as a coach, as a parent, and as an athlete.